today's video is going to be a deep spiritual message. This is only going to be a part one. I need to charge my phone up and shit. Yeah, battery pack is charged and all that shit. It's just shit. I should have been like 30%, so I need to put it on the battery pack or whatever. You feel me? But I just want to drop this video first. You know what I'm saying? Before I start charging my phone and shit, and before I start doing my surveys, I just want to say this. So I just been looking at everything that's been going on. So every time, like when I'm not dropping videos, like sometimes I might drop 3-4 videos back to back. You feel me? One day I might drop 2-3 art videos back to back in one day. Sometimes I might take a day break. Sometimes it may be 2-3 days I don't upload a video. Basically what I'm doing in that downtime when I'm not uploading videos, I'm actually doing research. I'm learning, you see what I'm saying? Evolving, getting my knowledge up. You see what I'm saying? So don't worry about thinking, oh, this motherfucker might be in trouble or something like that. Nothing like that. You feel me? So just studying, doing my diligence, doing my research. Yeah, man. So it's been a lot of crazy shit going on, and I just been looking at everything that's been going on in the world, especially here in America, and I'm just putting together like spiritual dots, connected spiritual dots that's not supposed to be connected. But when you have a high perception of and a high IQ such as myself, it's just impossible to not put this stuff together. You feel me? And it's crazy, bro. Like, cause I just been looking at it, right? So, you know, people talk about depopulation and all that type of shit like that, which is real. And I've been noticing, you know, a lot of people talk about they got the drill music, the private prison system, drugs, all this type of stuff. It all go hand in hand with depopulation. That's true. But also, when I'm starting to think about it now, homelessness is a part of depopulation as well. Because don't get it twisted. Let me say this. Yeah, I'm not on the street myself, but not because I'm a bum on drugs and nothing like that. Like I said, I got Airbnb and stuff was stolen from me. You see what I'm saying? Stuff was stolen from me. You feel me? I had to fight in self-defense. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, the devil always be flipping around, trying to make it seem like, you know, God's children is a big one. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know that, so for example, right, you got some people that's on the streets, they just can't afford a house, such as myself. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, some people that's on the street, they're on the street because they fucked up on drugs, they got a mental illness, or a variety of multiple things. It's a factor. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So I get that, right? I get that, right? You see what I'm saying? But the thing that I don't really understand is how this shit keep getting out of control. Like for example, the governor of Arizona, right? Ruben Gallardo, he just did a video. He was talking about how the federal government is trying to cut multiple different funding in Arizona and shit. One of them is cut the funding for homelessness, which is like they're not even doing that for that anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? And the other one is they want to cut funding for something else. I forgot exactly what he said. He said they want to cut funding for something else. He said this is what the federal government was talking about. They said that they didn't even ask his permission. They just basically said this is what we're going to do. And I've been doing my research. And if you see, homelessness in Arizona has got way worse. And like I said, you got different types. You got homeless as in fucked up, strung out on drugs. Just gave up. So that's not necessarily homeless, you're just a victim of circumstance. Like you're in a messed up circumstance, but you're not necessarily in trouble. So just on the street, you just get on the street. That's like you get a gun, but you're a drug addict. You just get yourself out of this situation. You see what I'm saying? And thing about that is this also, right? So if you do the research, like I said, I did the research. I was looking at this yesterday, and it's not only in Phoenix. It's in Phoenix, Tucson, and there's some Flagstaff, Arizona. Because right now I'm in Phoenix right now, and it's different parts of the city, man. You go, and when you go to like the Avenue side, that's where it's horrible at. I'm just saying, you ask me what I see, but where I'm at right now, shit, I'm right there, fucking on 24th and 2nd, you feel me? 2-4, you know how I'm rocking. But yeah, it's not that bad. Like you see a little skirmishes, shit like that, but it ain't as bad. I was doing research. They said homelessness in Arizona has increased at about 33%. And when I was doing the research and I was just looking at these people, a lot of these people look like they just gave up because they probably never thought that nothing like this would ever happen to them. You see what I'm saying? In their lifetime. So they just giving up and shit like that. And, doing drugs, overdosing and dying. And I just put it together. I say, damn, this is a part of the depopulation agenda. Because also, there's other YouTubers and stuff like that. I can't really remember their name off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? But there's one YouTuber was saying that it's going to be massive job layoffs on the federal level. Not only on the federal level, but on the state level. So Amazon is kind of, I think that's the federal job. Well, kind of because it's transportation. Because, transportation is technically that department, that industry is kind of under the federal government because you transport shit, goods and shit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of regulated by the federal government. So jobs like Amazon, UPS, and Postal and all that, they lay motherfuckers off. Not only that, McDonald's, motherfucking, Burger King, all these places, they lay people off and shit. So you gotta think about it. Okay, most people who got jobs, okay, cool. They one paycheck away from being homeless, which is true, right? Everybody's situation different, but the average person that's on the street or the average person that's working and shit like that, most of the time they looking for a job because they need the money. You see what I'm saying? So if you lose your job and you one paycheck away from being homeless, what's gonna happen when they start doing all these massive layoffs and all these job cuts? What do you think is really going to happen? You see what I'm saying? This is the question that they don't want you to ask. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you what's going to happen. Homelessness is going to increase. It's going to get worse. The suicide rate is going to go up. Watch. The homicide rate is going to go up. Most states are going to start letting people purge, and I can't wait till they do that. I can't wait till they start letting us purge. I got a couple niggas I'm finna go shoot. You feel me? But yeah, that's just my commentary. But nah, real shit though. It's finna be some crazy shit going on. Literally, like, just you can just see where this shit is going. Like, you can see where this shit is headed to, bro. Like, if you just basically just pay attention and look, like, just look at it. Like, I was always good in geometry. You see what I'm saying? Because shapes and stuff like that. What's so significant about shapes? Shapes are patterns. You see what I'm saying? And patterns are symbols. And symbols are signs. You see what I'm saying? So if you pay attention to the pattern, which is the symbol, which is the sign, you pay attention to the signs and the symbols, they put together a picture. And what that picture is that if it's okay, it's already homeless, right? But then now they doing these federal job layoffs, and then they laying off all these other people on the state level. And most people are already one paycheck away from being homeless, people who already do get jobs or whatever. So what do you think is going to happen when they start laying people off? And they already doing it. Because there's a lot of people making videos on the internet talking about how they quit their job or they got a letter saying they got fired because they either got replaced by artificial intelligence and all that. A lot of that's going to happen. Remember? And we talk about patterns. What did this remind you of? Back in the day, when Detroit Motherfucking Chicago, all the little places in the Midwest. We had all the automobile factories and all that shit. And I said we because I'm from Illinois. But remember we had all the automobile factories and all that shit back in the day? And families for generations making money from Ford, GMC, all that shit. Remember that? Right. And what happened in that time period? Oh, wait. What happened in that time period? Oh, you forgot, right? Let me break it down for you. What happened was humans was working at those factories. History repeats itself. This shit is real. Niggas was working at those factories. Imagine this. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just nosy as hell. But people was working at those factories. And then they said, you know what? We gonna get robots in here to do this shit. But they were just using the term robots because the term artificial intelligence wasn't out yet. But it's the same shit. They got replaced by artificial intelligence back in the day. History repeats itself. Now it's happening again, just in different industries. So most of these industries that's like factories and shit like that, UPS, all of shit, I'm about to tell you right now because I don't want this video to be too long. It's already going into 12 minutes, which ain't that bad. But this is only a part one. So, and yeah, it's the crack of dawn too. Grand dawn around this motherfucker. So, all jobs that that's factory related, that have like that you work in a factory and shit like that, or most of them where you driving and shit like that and delivering shit. See, rest in peace to Bucky Fuller. He was a futurist. Feel me? See, I like to look up to people like that, people who know what the fuck they talk about. He was talking about this shit 50, 60, 80 years ago. I wasn't even born then. It's just I learned this shit from Robert Kiyosaki and going back and doing my research. But Bucky Fuller, he said it. You know what I'm saying? Hit to a new age, digital age, right? So check this shit out. Jobs like driving jobs and shit, delivering, a lot of those people, they finna be losing their jobs and they finna be getting replaced by AI. Because why do you think? So you gotta pay attention to what the government and what a lot of these entrepreneurs and shit is doing. The stuff they putting out here, because they giving you hints. Just like when they do movies and shit, they giving you a hint of what they already kind of doing. Just like with Bucky Fuller back in the day when he seen the kids playing a little electronic board games and they had the little digital tokens. And he said, okay, cool. So money in the future is gonna be digital. A lot of this shit gonna be digital. You can see it. With the little electronic board games back in the day, they showing you what they're trying to do. And they always give you a product or something in that time period to show you where they at with the technology that they're using. And today's time, they got so much crazy ass technology. Why you think they put out? I'm telling you, this is why I'm the truth. That's why niggas hate me, because I'm the truth. I'm the real truth. Not none of these niggas that just talking and don't do what they say. I know these niggas talking about spiritual downloads straight from the Most High. And plus, it's also physical research. Me doing my due diligence. But look at this, right? Check this out. So why you think they put out Waymo? Why you think they put out Waymo? A car that can drive itself. Because a lot of people that's in Lyft industry or driving industry like Lyft and Uber and all that shit, a lot of these people are about to get replaced by artificial intelligence, and they don't need you to drop people off and shit like that. They finna have automatic cars doing all that shit, and it's gonna have all that programming built into it. It's gonna have the Lyft program, the Uber program, all that shit gonna be built into the programmer, of these cars. So they not even gonna need people. They're not even gonna need people to drive for Lyft and Uber no more. So a lot of those people finna be getting laid off too. Real shit, because they got automatic cars that's gonna be dropping people packages off. They gonna have automatic, like the UPS trucks and FedEx trucks. All that shit gonna be automatic. Watch what the fuck I'm telling you. All that shit finna be automatic, ran by artificial intelligence. So that's why they running test trials right now with the Waymo to see how good it's gonna do just by, the driving and picking people up. Now that they see, okay, this is actually something good, we can take this idea and implement it into the transportation industry, because that's what Waymo is, the transportation industry. And we could save more money and cut a lot of people off, because what's the point of employing humans when we could hire robots, one-time payment, install that shit, and they're gonna be doing all the work for us. They're gonna be driving, picking people up, picking up people packages. They might probably have like some humans or something that might be at the little store that might load the car up with the boxes and shit like that. But then once that motherfucker get in the car, the little truck or whatever could drive itself to the address, and then the customer could just come outside and just get their own box out the car. Some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Watch. All this shit is gonna happen. Real talk. This is the era that we in right now. And then who else? Same thing with fast food. A lot of those people finna get laid off too, because they finna put artificial intelligence, smart kitchens, smart restaurants, smart homes. Where you think they going with this shit, bro? And you gotta pay attention. Like, if you watch The Simpsons said this shit 20, 30, 40 years ago. But they had an episode with Homer and Marge and shit. I forgot exactly how the episode went, but I know like the main key points of it was they had end up getting a smart house. The house got built into a smart house, and artificial intelligence got so smart, and like the artificial intelligence robot liked Homer. Like, it got so smart that it started stalking Homer, and it was trying to kill Marge so that AI could be with Homer and shit like that. They giving you signs, basically saying that artificial intelligence is gonna be so smart, they're gonna try to take over humanity, and that's gonna be around 2029. Like the movie Terminator 2 was based in that era, and how humans had to fight machines and all that shit. Yeah, this shit is real. But this is just part one, man. This is just part one, man. I don't want to make this shit too long, but wake the damn up. No videos coming soon. Fuck Satan. Fuck all this means. Gang shit. You know how I'm rocking.